Hey guys, good evening everyone. Welcome to our daily stock market insights. And today is August 25th. It's a Tuesday. And thank you for those people who have dropped a comment and requested their favorite stocks. I will prioritize them tonight. All right. And FYI, I might be recording two videos tonight, and I'll also be uploading both. All right. In the meantime, if you have not subscribed yet to our channel, I'm inviting you guys to hit the subscribe and the notification bell so you're always updated whenever we have new videos, and that happens every single day, by the way. I always upload my stock market analysis, and yeah, so you're always welcome to drop a comment and request for your favorite stocks, okay? Now let's start with the index, how the index performed today. So just a disclaimer, what we are doing here is purely technical analysis. In some occasions, I would give some, some bite-sized information about the news, and of course, key concepts that I share based on some um, methods that we use in our technical analysis. But mind you, guys, I'm just using a Bollinger Band, an RSI, and of course the volume here as my key instruments when I do technical analysis. So there are a lot more, okay? And definitely some of those pointers I might be injecting in the discussion once in a while. In the meantime, let's talk about the index. The index so far looks like, even though we had a slight overshoot down below here, so MA20 is technically an area of possible bounce, and what happened here is, like, I think this is a hammer, right? This candlestick today, uh, when that comes out very near your support level, that could already trigger a change in direction, and looks like that is what's going to happen next. And slight recovery could be observed in the coming days. But of course, people will still be very hesitant to go all in and put a lot of put big sizes in the positions because of the situation right now. We're not yet done with the quarantine, and we are still in a pandemic. Just in any case, we go back to this video uh, years from now. So just to let you know, at the moment we are experiencing a pandemic. Um, um, we're hit by a COVID-19 virus, and it's not just here in the country. Everyone around the globe right now is experiencing this, and we are badly hit in terms of our economic. There's an economic impact here, and right now I feel that people are starting to, okay, but they're managing their sizes right now. So if there will be slight movements to going up, it will potentially be respecting the nearest resistance areas. And for one, I see around the 6,165 level is the nearest resistance level. There you have it over here, or 6,160, around that area. And the reason why we're saying that is because we saw this one too, and right over here there was a bounce that happened there. Okay, so look at this. So similar to how this thing also formed, it's just that the color is green here, and this one over here is a red. So they almost look the same. They look identical. And see what happens right here when it dipped or dropped, and the last candlestick had that. It's a hammer, and then it bounced. So we might be repeating the same for this for the index. Okay, so let's go ahead and discuss the individual stocks that you guys have requested. Let's start with MEG. MEG over here, wow, very constricted Bollinger Band, and we're just sitting right at the MA20 level. So this is a good sign. If we will have at least a day higher than the MA20 level, so there would be a big chance that it could trigger next our upper Bollinger Band. And so if we are from a constricted Bollinger Band, mind you guys, the next action is a drastic change or a drastic movement to wherever it is heading. So in case it triggers the upper band, then significant movement to the upside. However, if it goes down, triggers the lower band, then it triggers a significant drop. However, let me just show you an example here. So this one, from a very constricted Bollinger Band, it started to trigger the upper band. See what happens next. Okay, so that is what we are waiting for. Currently, we're just stabilizing. It's an area of support still, very very close to that MA20 line over there. It's just sitting right there, so that's still a support level. And so just watch out. We just need good volume, guys. At the moment, we're still the volume still not that much yet, but we're slowly approaching the 50 level in our RSI. So that means momentum could start to pick up from this point forward. Could be within the week, right? So let's see. At the moment, just take note that you are seated at the support level. And if you want to find out how far are we in terms of risk to reward, you have a very good potential here for our risk to reward ratio. It dropped significantly from a high of 6.51. It dropped by 100%, right? It's the times 2. But it also reached as low as 1 point something over here, which was back in March. So slowly it's been moving a little higher with big waves, higher highs and higher lows. But here it tried to stabilize. Hopefully we don't break that, because if it drops, next drop would be around 2.53. So that's one thing we need to closely monitor. The next one is BPI. Oh, BPI is still on the decline phase. It is respecting so far your MA20 line here, and we all know that when we are moving below the MA20 level, each time we go closer to the MA20 line, your line becomes your resistance. And when you say resistance, that means people feel that at that level it's a bit expensive, and that's why they're taking profit. And MA20 or the moving average is a very popular indicator, widely used. So whenever they see that, they know that that is a profit taking area when we're moving below that, or it could be a bounce area when we're moving higher than that. So they know what to do, definitely. And so this is really what's happening right now. As we go near the MA20 level, there was a rejection. People sold the position and took profit. And what's good here is that people felt right away that it, without having to drop so much, you experienced consolidation outright over here, the 62.44. At least that could be a good sign. At least we're trying to establish a support at the 62.44. Then most likely two things could happen here. It's either it will just do sideways, or tomorrow we might see another green for this stuff. Probably it will just touch 62.44 and then bounce outright. So if you have the entire day to watch the market, then that is good. Otherwise, maybe you can wait for the last hour or the last 30 minutes and see if this stock is moving towards your bias. Next one is AGI. AGI also has a doji. A doji, when it comes out very near your support, that could also mean a possible change in direction. So at the moment, we've been moving downwards in the past 4 days. And although today it did not reach the 5.99 or 6 peso level, that could already trigger, because it's an area, guys, take note. So it could be a little higher or a little lower, unless you want to be very conservative and really wait for it to touch 5.99. So you can try that. but we really have no control over how the market is going to perform tomorrow. So if you feel that the next possible movement is for this stock to move up, then you have to decide, would you like to just go ahead and enter at the 6.09 level or 5.99? And just know that if um, the market opens at 9:30, the first 30 minutes is the time when you have the highest volatility, very volatile. Sometimes you think that the direction is going up. First 30 minutes of the day, you'll be surprised. Last leg of market day, it went against your direction. So just be extra careful there. If you're not able to watch the market full time, I think what would work for you is to be a position trader or an investor. A position trader is willing to wait for days, weeks, or sometimes months. What we are after is for us to really enter at a low level and probably start accumulating volume at the area when at the time and area wherein no one's interested as of yet. Most likely these are bottom pickers because when the stock starts to move higher, then tendency is momentum is picking up, volatility is also high, and chances are it's really going to and that part, if I may rephrase that, if it is going up, chances are that's when the stock becomes very popular, and that's what we call momentum trading. So two things. Some people when they do momentum trading, they want for a breakout play. For instance, this is where we have our short-term resistance, right? 6 pesos and 50 cents, around that level. So 650, for example. So that's our resistance. So once it hits that, that could be a resistance. What if the next day it breaks that? Then you have a breakout play. So that kind of setup is what our momentum traders are looking into entering. So they confirm first. They want to confirm first that the stock is indeed already picking up in terms of momentum, in terms of volume. Unlike for position traders, they're not very particular with that as of yet. What we're after is we try to really enter when the waves are not that, when there are no waves, people are not that interested yet. And uh, also another reason is we're not really able to watch the market. That is why we'd rather look for that setup and just let it stay there for a few days or even weeks, because we cannot commit to that the entire time. Probably these people have businesses for one. I have a work in the morning, so I'd rather just look for that kind of setup and put the money there, and then allow for the market to push the price at its timing, at its right time. But it would be great if the movement happens immediately. Uh-huh. Nickel. Nickel also managed to bounce here, right? But we had a red today. Oh no, it's not a red. It's just exactly at the area where it ended yesterday. Yeah. So we had 0% movement. Open at 3.07. Extended. No, why would it say? Because today, what happened today was a gap up. That's why it's colored red. It started at 310, then the price moved up and down, and then eventually it stopped at this level, 3.07, which was the ending price yesterday. So it became red because there was a gap up at the start of the day. Now, what can we say about this? Uh-huh. So, but At a glance, I could already say that this level is already a profit-taking area. Good because it bounced, but I feel that this is just awaiting for a lower low. This could already trigger a lower high because when we moved higher, it did not even reach up to this level, which was our, if I'm not mistaken, this was the area where we plotted a possible resistance, right? So I don't really think that it will reach that level again. So just be extra careful because as we go higher, um, your momentum in your RSI could also die down. So just be extra careful there. Take note that this is already a profit-taking level, a FOMO level, fear of missing out level because this is already at a high stage. Even though we know that it has dropped, but overall, from the time when it dropped to this day, this is already a big increase in the price. Oh, what did I do? Oh no, what did I do? Hold on, just a minute. I'll load the chart again. Nickel. Okay, see that? There was already a lift in the price, and it's been moving up since May. So I will not be surprised if people will be taking profit. In the meantime, I am plotting 3.45 is the nearest resistance. So your call, guys, if you're willing to take that kind of risk to reward ratio. The risk is higher than the reward. Some people, if you're a momentum trader, they also would like to wait for that breakout to really happen before they go higher. Next one is SM. SM also, let me see. Haha. Let us see if it'll continue to stabilize right at this level, but we could be wrong. If it does not really hold there, then it's a different story. Your support right now will become your resistance. So just observe. So far, it has respected that level for 2 consecutive days. This used to be a resistance, so resistance here as well. So now that we broke out of that, we might establish a support at the 881 level. Okay, so do we still have opportunity to go higher? How does it look like now? Let me see. There's still room for growth there. Yep, SM is one of the more stable companies in the country, so I just have a strong feeling it will move some more higher. We just, if you want, you can just wait for the green candlestick to come out. Our RSI is still at the 46th level. It's trying to build that momentum for now. The next one is SHLPH. SHLPH also nice. We officially crossed the MA20 line, so that's a good one. With the foreign buying that happened, that could also mean a good sign. We just broke out of that downtrend channel. See that your MA20 acted as a resistance, and we crossed that. So that means we have a brand new wave. Okay, so find your entry. Of course, the nearer you are to the 1728 level, the better, or 1728 to 1730, because just in case the price fluctuates, but we really do not know. What if tomorrow it goes gap up? So it's up to you. We're still at a very cheap level though. See that? See that? Man, this has dropped so much. Okay, so there you have it. Good catch here. This is one of this is a kind of setup that position traders would be very, very interested in. Next one is FNI. FNI, also a breakout play with second day straight with very good volume. So this could look also very attractive to a lot of us. But hey, just be extra careful though, okay? Because we have already increased the price since March, and but this breakout that we have here could also mean a brand new wave. So I think for momentum traders, this could also look attractive. Come to think of it, we came from a 4, right? And we're just right at the 1 peso level, 123. So I think that's a good catch as well. Just make sure you observe your cut loss or stop loss levels. Let's say you enter at 1.19 or 1.17. Um, you have to predetermine the area where you want to exit in case it goes or it negates our assumptions. Okay, so far 1.17 is the area we're looking at as our support level. The next one, another popular stock, is Mary Mart. Mary Mart also had a green, but take note, the body of the candlestick is starting to become smaller and smaller. So we might have some profit taking action in the coming days. Not unless the market decides to break this resistance that we have plotted, then it's a different story. Like what we have mentioned earlier, I think was that FNI and SHLPH. Those are breakouts of your resistance levels. And normally, if it does break out of a resistance, it follows this line. Goes up, then people will take profit. Your previous resistance will now become your support. So that's the kind of formation a stock would normally have. Now, let's talk about now. There's a big drop. And I saw a post in one of the thread. Um, it talks about, I don't know if that's a fake news or what. Listing now is planning to do listing by way of introduction. I'll try to look for that. I forgot the person who posted it. Have not really opened it, but listing by way of introduction is a bit scary based on what we have experienced in APBI. It reached as high as 300 in just a day and dropped the same day. So let me just go back to that. Let me just do that really quickly. So this is what happened to APBI. It did an IPO. No, listing by way of introduction. And this is what happened. It went all the way up to 241, and that was an increase by price. That's a 1088% increase, and then dropped by 83%. Right? Or 144% again. Regardless, imagine that it dropped on the first day, because if you do a listing by way of introduction, there is no cap. Unlike in an ordinary stock, a maximum change in a price could be 50% higher or 50% lower in just one day. But here, it did that significant increase in the price, more than 50% change in the price, and then it dropped same day. So it's not, just be very, very careful when engaging in that kind of of entry IPO. It's not actually IPO, but it's another way of listing, being part of the stock market. But I really have not read this. I think they wanted to have some more fundings for their 5G. So businessman Mel Velarde plans to list Now Telecom Corporation Incorporated by way of introduction to bankroll deployment of its 5G network. In a stock exchange filing, Now Corporation said its affiliate. Okay. So currently we're listed as Now Corporation, and now it wants to list Now Telecom by way of introduction. Has tapped Uni Capital Incorporated as its issue manager for its planned listing by way of introduction. So Uni Capital will also serve as the exclusive financial advisor of Now Telecom's plan to corporate restructuring. So they want more funding for their 5G network, and hopefully this really pans out well. But I know we already have a premise like what happened to APVI. Hopefully, people will also learn and be. I'm not saying you don't trade when it does the listing by way of introduction, but the main key takeaway here is for us to be very very careful on that day because it could go extreme. You have to move fast, and if it drops, sometimes when it drops like crazy. I've seen a stock really drop by a huge difference in the price in just a matter of seconds. So just be extra careful when you have that. For now, looking at the price level here, um, the effort made to increase the price in the past 1 2 3 4 days dropped by just a day. So what I'm looking at is a support level at the 2.11 at the moment. So let me see. I want to go back to this. I don't know when they're planning to do that. Do we have an exact date? Not yet. So it's not yet. No dates yet. But at least you know that that's happening. Okay, 2.11 is our support area. The next one is tech. Tech also had a good run today. Let's see what the others have to say about tech. This is Palaboy Trader. He said, ano, tech, papataasin ka na ba ng mga awang mo sabay takbo? This person also, I think this is a YouTube as well, I think. Jupiter Stocks Picks. So, Mary Mart dito, CHP, so these are the stock picks. I know this guy is at the top of the most popular member of Instagrams. Anyway, so not much. They just feel that there are some people manipulating this movement today. But I would have to say, if it was, I think these people just got in early and also triggered the push in the price because probably they have a lot of volume. But looking at the chart, this is just meant, this stock is already meant to move up. We've been stabilizing at this phase for technically this is the third or fifth day because it has been touching this level as well. So we're just stabilizing. I noticed in the candlestick the previous day it was a doji, and when we are very near a support and it's a doji, then there's a possible shift in direction. So good timing for whoever that is who entered or group who entered here. You've started that momentum. I'd have to say they just entered at a support area, so good job. And change in the volume could also mean we'll have some more movements going up. So I just feel that this stock is going to move higher by tomorrow. We're already at the, not yet at the 50s level, but we're very close to that. Okay. Right, there you have it, guys. This was a very cool, chill Tuesday afternoon, but it's very late already. But I hope you guys watch this, and hopefully, before the market starts tomorrow, uh, you could drop by and watch this video. And thank you for watching. Watch out for the next episode. Bye bye for now.